Okay, music theory community, here's another discussion of what dominant seventh chords are. This time we're going to flesh it out into chorale style. I recently put up a video of dominant seventh chords and their resolution in one staff in treble clef. And now we're going to look at it in chorale style so we can see proper voice leading resolutions and needs. Okay, so here we have a 1 chord in the key of C major. Here we have our 5/7 chord in the key of C. Bass note is a G. And here we have our 1 chord. Again, a 1 chord has scale degree 1, it has scale degree 3, and it has scale degree 5. Now your 5/7 chord, that chord has scale degrees 5, 7, 2, and 4. Okay, so let's flesh out the 1 chord. Again, in a triad, the best tone to double is the root of the chord. We're going to double the root in the soprano. Now we need the 3rd and we need the 5th of the chord. So where can we put those tones? So the 5th of the chord in the tenor, the 3rd of the chord in the alto. The reasoning behind that is you want to space the chord out evenly. You don't want to have more than an octave between any two parts. And if we looked at that, if I wanted to erase this and put the G natural in the alto and then the E in the tenor, you're going to see that now there is a big space in the middle, and then that's improper spacing of the chord, because you have more than an octave. From an E to a G is actually a tenth, and you don't want to have tenths between inner parts. Okay, so let's space the chord out as we had it earlier, with the G natural in the tenor and then the E in the alto. And now our 1 chord is properly spaced. Okay, now let's head into our dominant 7th chord. We have scale degree 5 already represented in the chord. We need 3 individual tones. Let's look at the leading tone. The leading tone is scale degree 7 in the key. So students, what is scale degree 7 in the key of C major? It's got to be a B natural. So now when you're composing off these tones, you're going to want to look for the smoothest connection. And the smoothest connection here is to put the B natural in the soprano. So that is the leading tone. The leading tone we know is a highly charged tone. It's a tendency tone. And they typically want to resolve themselves upward by step to the tonic. And there is the motion upward. Scale degree 7, moving to scale degree 1. Good. Now we need scale degree 2 and 4. Let's look at the next highly charged tone. It's scale degree 4. Scale degree 4 is actually the 7th of the chord. So students, what's a 7th above a G natural? 7th above a G natural is an F. Okay. Now let's look at where we can place the F. We have the option of putting it in the tenor, and we're going to have the option of putting it in the alto. This decision will be made on where would be the best place to place the 2nd scale degree, because you could put an F natural here, and you could also put an F natural here in the tenor. But there's only one place to put a smooth transition from either to a D natural off an E or a G, and that's got to be where the alto is, this D natural. So here's scale degree 2, and now we can put the F natural leading off smoothly downward from the tenor. Let's look at the voice leading function of scale degree 4, which is the 7th of the chord. The 7th of the dominant 7th always resolves itself downward by step to the 3rd scale degree in a 1 chord. Now scale degree 2 has the option of resolving itself upward to the E natural or down to the C natural. We already have 2 C's, so we're going to double up on the 3rd of the chord. And here's another 3rd of the chord. Again, that's okay. It's okay. You don't want to double 5ths of triads, but you can double the 3rd. If you do have motion like this, notice how there is parallel motion upwards, but a D natural to a B natural, students, is a parallel, is a 6th, and then an E natural to a C natural is another 6th. So here you have stepwise motion upward in 6th, and that is okay. And then here you have descending stepwise motion, which none of these parts have descending stepwise motion, and then you have a skip up. So we have no danger of any parallel 5ths or octaves here. So once again, to review, the 7th of the 5/7 chord is the 4th scale degree in the key, and that is the F. And the seventh of the chord needs to resolve itself down in a one chord by step, and it is actually the third scale degree. Then the other tendency tones are the leading tone, which is scale degree 7, which is the B natural, resolves itself upward to the C natural, 7 moving to 1. Scale degree 2 has the option of moving to the third scale degree or down to the tonic. And then the root of the 5-7 chord resolves itself upward to a 1 chord, to a C natural. Okay, now let's look at this in action. So here is our first chord: C natural, G natural, E natural, C natural. The tonic, the fifth, the third, the root. And now to head into the 5-7 chord, here is the fifth scale degree, the fourth scale degree, the seventh. It's highly charged, it wants to move down, and it resolves. So one more time from the very opening. One more time, rolled. There's the seventh and the tenor, and there's the leading tone, B natural, and they resolve as so. Okay, music theory students, hope this was helpful. 5-7 chords and their resolutions to 1 chords in chorale style. See you soon.